What's up, everybody? Let's let the rest of the mods get in here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Let's what do we got right now? 86 listing. All right, give them 3 minutes. Let's let the rest of the mods get in here and everybody else jump in. There will be a special guest. All right, let's kick this off. What's up, everybody? Ronin Power and the one and only is here. Power Man, also formerly known as Loki. What up, brother?
Yo, yo, yo. How's everyone doing here today?
Oh man, it is
Living the dream.
lots of work going on,
Hell
lots of
yeah,
things.
hell yeah.
How are you today?
Beautiful. Well, I'm doing all right. I'm preparing here for a major announcement on the Thor side. So I'm going to be on mute for most of this AMA. However, of course, if there's questions directed at me, I'll come off mute. So I'm going to let you lead this, Renegade.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, reached out. I know a lot of people from the Thor community has come over to the Power community and understanding the union of transparency. They just wanted to see your presence. You know, the God
Well,
himself.
that's why I'm here.
I
That's
appreciate.
why I'm here, brother. That's why I'm here. So I'm gonna go on mute here, but I'll be listening in throughout this AMA.
Absolutely appreciate you. So
All right, brother.
we just wanted to reach out here, started doing AMA. There's a lot going on in the background. We wanted to have conversations with the community. We definitely need to have conversations with the community as there's things happening, and it might not seem like there is. So we're gonna share some things that we can share. There's other things we can't share as we're not sure where it's at yet in its progress. But definitely just want to see what you guys have. Let questions come up. By all means, create events. Let's see, where do you see? If you want to ask a question, by all means, come up. I will say we are. So let's kick it off with some things we're working on. I will start with. We are putting together the next list of investments. I think Ronan. I think what do we have, like 7 or 8 on the list that we've pulled from the ideas. Um, we've put them all together with some links for the devs to approve or deny, and then we're just waiting for that approval to move forward with the next level of investments. Correct?
Yep, that's it.
um, I'm working on the background trying to make Discord a little bit more fun and have some bot commands to help with people on how to buy, how to do things in the Discord rather than just having the channels. So I've been having some fun with that, trying to make it a little more Discord friendly. Power Mascot, I know, is working on the meme contest, which is, when is that in?
Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah. So if you haven't, and what's can you remind people what's going on with that?
Yeah, so in the hashtag memes tab, let me make sure that is in the social Yeah, it's down there under community fun. Just post a meme, post multiple memes, and then I'll be going through, and the top 4 winners each will get 25 Phantom. So make a meme, make it good, and hopefully you'll win. And we'll tag you guys at the end of that competition at around 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday, not Friday. It ends Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll tag you guys the winners, and then we'll get your wallet addresses, and I will shoot that Phantom right over to you. So that's pretty nice. Right now, that's a little over $75 each. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you want to talk about why we're giving away Phantom and not Power?
Yes. Yep. So go ahead, Pat.
So the reason we're doing that is because if we gave away Power, there'd be a couple things that would have to happen. One, you would have to sell that Power if you wanted to cash the dollars out, put it in your bank account. Oh, I won $75, right? If you want that in your as cash or whatever currency you use where you live, you would have to sell the Power, and thus drive the market price down. So this way, it's a win-win. You get the Phantom. You can easily convert that. It takes a step out that you wouldn't have to sell it. It protects the price of Power from any sell pressure being added. And it's actually, inversely, it's beneficial to Power. Let's say that you want to stack that into some nodes. You'd have to buy Power token and push the price up. So it's kind of a win-win-win for everybody.
I love it. I think everybody loves Phantom right now. I think it has the biggest potential this year. So, and it helps our protocols. That's probably one of the biggest things. I'd love to have some Phantom.
I'll make a meme.
I don't think I can win. My favorite.
No, I think Jimmy Crypto's gonna end up taking. We'll see.
There is some good memes out there, and I have made one, my favorite one, a bot command. So if you do !, meme 1, you guys will see my favorite one right now. So again, so I do have right above the stage, you guys, there's an AMA questions. There it is. There's some AMA questions.
I didn't know that was in there.
Holy moly, this is already hey guys. So let's try to keep this to only questions in the AMA. Oh no, okay, I was looking at the wrong one. Any case, so let the AMA questions right above the stage. Please post any questions, and let's keep it strictly to questions. And then the mods and myself will go through it as we get going. With that being said, anybody want to come on up, raise your hand by all means. Let's get this going. Bring on up, invite to speak. Pat Latch. You got to accept the request and then go off mute.
1 2 1 2
3 4 5 6.
Hello guys, thanks for making that AMA. My question is, with the update coming, is there any flaw we'll have to do with our nodes and claim all our power to change for the new update, or we're okay to continue buying nodes for now, or we should wait for the update?
Yeah, so right now we don't know, we don't have any insight as to what the new contract will entail. I will say, knowing how these contracts have been working, like when we did the rewards, bonus and whatnot, we had the claim before, and I'm going to venture on the side of safety that before it comes out, we would have to claim. So the biggest key here is making sure we notify people well in advance to claim before a certain date, right? And have a set date as to when we go live. That's going to be my goal. That's going to be my push to make sure that is happening.
So there's no concern about our nods. These will continue to be okay.
No, there should be no concern. I've been through a couple migrations with other teams where everything carries over. The rewards is different, right? The node will be there, but then whatever happens with the rewards, I've seen multiple times where they need to be claimed. So I would, your node should be 100% fine. It's the rewards that I want to focus on and make sure we claim before it happens.
You just said it should be 100, so it won't necessarily be.
No, I don't. I'm not a developer. I'm not creating it, so I don't know, and we don't have that information yet. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so that's not too reassuring.
Well, like I said,
seems to follow. Yeah.
Like I said, I've been through it.
Vernacular too much. Your nodes are going to be fine.
Yes.
The migration is going to go through. Your nodes are going to be destroyed, missing, demolished, nothing. You're going to have them. They're going to be there, not going anywhere.
Correct.
And to speak on Cut's behalf, Cut is an incredibly fair developer, even if he does or doesn't communicate to the community as often as we would like. He communicates with us all the time, and the one continuous factor about Cut is that he is incredibly fair. So if there were any issues with the migration at any point, we would reach out to Cut, and he would rectify that. If there were any problems at all with the migration, if you had 86 nodes and only 84 came over, that would be, knowing Cut, that would be of the utmost importance to him. Is above all, he wants to protect you guys at every step. So
correct.
I wouldn't sweat about that.
I've had multiple instances where people have sent tokens to the contract address. It just takes him some time as he has to pull away from certain other things to make sure to take care of it, but he has sent them back. I actually have one right now I'm trying to work through. So yes, back up mascot what he said. That's our dev.
Okay, my last question is, from what I read, is you seems to collaborate pretty much with Tor, but my question is, what makes Power difference from the other DAS or node? You think in the future or for now, what's the big difference between Power and the others?
Right now we're on the Phantom network. Obviously, that's our biggest difference. Much different chain. I like Phantom better than AVAX chain. That's just my personal opinion. Right now, with the protocol itself and the contract, there's not a whole lot of change. We are trying to find different avenues to separate ourselves, but in this space right now, it's you got to start getting creative. You got to start thinking outside the box. And right now we have Ronan and Dabs. Hey Dabs, who are mods who have been upgraded to be support devs who can help on the front end. So things, getting those guys who have different experience is what I think we need to add to this to separate ourselves. You guys want to add anything else?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of similarities between Power and Thor because there's collaboration between the devs. So there's gonna be a lot of structure that's going to be shared, and I think we get a lot of flack from the community as kind of just copying what Thor is doing, and we do what Thor is doing after the fact. But the reality is we have a smaller team than Thor. We can allow Thor to make these updates and implement these changes, and for lack of a better word, sit on the sidelines for a second and see how these things shake out a little bit. And if there happen to be any issues or problems, we don't necessarily have to absorb them or get a little bit of a leg up and not include a major bug or something in our part of the code. So you're going to see a lot of similarities. That doesn't mean that our devs are just, waiting to see what Thor does, and that's going to be the only thing that happens from now until the future. There will be opportunities for innovation. They listen to the community, so all the ideas that are getting tossed out there, it makes their way to the devs, and also, we also can do different things with our treasury. So there's going to be similarities, there's going to be differences, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative effort, and it's good for both communities.
Yeah, and I will add to that, one thing we did have different, the whole God mode, and it's gotten a little confusing because of a glitch, but we're able to compound if you don't have all four. So if you just had, let's just say you just had the human node, you can compound into any one. The issue, the bug we have right now is the claim all function only works when you have all four. So sadly, we are a little different there. It just got held back with a bug in the claim all function.
So and in terms of path of investment, are you going just to go after the best DAOs out there, blue chips, or you have a different mindset or path that you want to follow in terms of your investment for the treasury?
Well, we do take a lot from the community, but I will say this: the devs love the Phantom network. So anything on this network is their focus. I'll be honest, they love it. So, but we're still taking a lot. Yeah, we're still taking a lot from the community, and what happens is we take like I said, I think I have 7 or 8. I got to look at the list. 7 or 8 on a list of, hey, here's what we want to vote on. And then the devs say, okay, not this because it's, let me go back to the other one where we did time. They were really concerned with bridging and losing fees, kind of like what Thor did when they bridged and did Heck. We were able to work through it, and Dabs and Ron, and I'm going to give them the credit. They were able to figure out and help them with the bridge fees, and we paid a significantly amount less than what Thor had to pay trying to bridge and swap. So lots of things moving, kind of like to what Ron had said too, where we're able to sit back and see some failures or some successes, and we can capitalize on that. And this one, that was a big one. I think we paid $3,000 in fees versus 30. So, yep.
Okay.
Just make fun of us. Why don't you?
Hey. Not making, but we're learning, right? Big Brother is teaching us things.
Hey, man, you know what? That's the great thing about the union of transparency and power being within it, right? You guys get to see where we made some mistakes and adjust from there.
Yep, that's it. And then we help each other. I know me and Nylock, we're talking, trying to help fix some of this stuff between each other. I know we're taking these ideas off each other too. Just for the betterment of each other. That's how it works.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys. Great job. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, guys, moving forward, there's a lot of people with their hands up. So we'll probably try to keep it to about one question per person, just so everybody gets their chance to be able to ask at least, one question. So with that being said, go ahead and bring the next person up. Jetpack, I'm going to shoot you an invite. Jetpack Jack.Phantom. I love it.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
First off, I do want to say, unrelated to my question, that I'm glad you guys are looking into investing more into the Phantom community. As a Phantom project, I just think it's smart to be investing in the community you're going to be in that ecosystem. But my question is I'm mainly only really interested in Phantom node projects. And I hope this is okay to bring up, but I'm in like Comb and Atlas, and I personally believe Atlas is doing a very good job community development wise, as well as a project. And I'm wondering how open you guys are to seeking future collaboration with other projects or just inspiration in general.
Yeah, no, well, inspiration's definitely something like me and Nylock are talking about. Me and him work, I want to say, daily together and talking and trying to figure things out. Atlas is one I had my eye on. They have a great team put together. And now what you're seeing when these first protocols came out, they didn't have full teams like this, like Atlas and Hive and Comb, right? They came together with an entire mod team, community managers, project managers, ready to go. Whereas, Thor and Power, they were just launched by the devs. And then this team here, me and all the mods, we came in after the fact. So we weren't part of that core team. So that inspiration, I think, is helping the entire space, right? Where how to do things better. But yeah, partnerships, that's definitely something we want to look at. And there's some things in the works. I will share here in a little bit. Not necessarily with Atlas, not with Atlas, but the partnerships is something we want to look at.
That sounded juicy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you guys. You too. So let's before we bring somebody else out, there's a bunch of questions in the chat real quick. Nahiri asks, any KYC or docs planned? Definitely in the works. That's all I can say. I know it was something Cut himself put in the announcements, if you guys remember correctly. Something he wants to build for the trust for the community, and he put in parentheses KYC. So hopefully that answers that one. Are we getting paid in Phantom now instead of Thor? Sorry, joint. What? U-Superhuman. Are you getting?
He was coming in the Phantom. He came in late. We were talking about the meme contest.
Well, we don't pay in Thor, so you might have the wrong Discord, but you're gonna get. That's. Oh, I see. You answered him too. That's that's funny. Can we speak on the long-term plan from CBS? Long-term plan, like the roadmap. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. My focus is what we have in front of us with the RPC endpoints, validator nodes, conversations, trying to transition from DOS to NOS. That's my main focus. The long-term plan is definitely something with our investments and how the dev team wants to focus. I don't think we've had too many long-term conversations just yet about 6 months out. At least I haven't been involved in that. I don't know if any of the mods have. I know our goal is to try to keep up with the community day to day, so it's a little hard for us to talk about the long term. I know what I want to do and how I want to push for this. You guys got anything?
No, I think you're right on the nose with it. What we see in front of us right now is definitely what's important. And that's because once we reach that true sustainability point, then we can really start to look far down the road, right? But right now, it's just making sure that we're safely in the track, so to speak. And then we can kind of pick up pace and look at what's ahead. And that kind of tracks back to that first question about what makes us different from Thor. We'll continue to differentiate from Thor. Once we reach that sustainability point, then we can kind of focus on really branching out and kind of growing our own mold, so to speak. So definitely, I think you nailed it right on the head.
Yeah.
And also too, the new contract that's coming, like these these ring forks were, plagued with this constant cell pressure.
Yes.
So first and foremost, the cell pressure has to be eliminated from the protocol, and that's the development team's focus right now. Like that's got to be number one. We are all suffering because of it, so getting that out is priority number one, and removing the cell pressure from the contract. We also have the UI update that's coming, so
Yes.
I've been primarily working on that. Lots of great progress there. I've got one little thing left to go before my job is complete, and then I'm going to be handing it off for the pretty bits to be connected to the back end. So that's also coming too. So that our interface is going to get a beautiful facelift, and that's something to look forward to in the relative short term. That will hopefully bridge the gap between where the dev team is now and releasing the new contract. So that's something to be excited about.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. Good. That is taking majority of our focus is fixing the contract. And I think Thor and them have the same kind of debacle, right? Is we need to fix this. We need to fix this now. And so the devs are focusing on that. Kind of, I don't want to take away from thinking long down the road, because we definitely should be. It's just what's in front of our noses right now. We need to fix to make this work.
Yep.
All right, let's bring up the business hut. You got to accept, and then
there he is.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Finally, I have the chance to actually have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm just curious about the docs of Cut. If you actually had the chance to speak with him about it, if how he feels about it, and of course about his plan from here on to be more active on the Discord chat with us.
So I've been trying to tread this line lightly. It is a fine line of exposing somebody who maybe can't communicate as we all like, or somebody who maybe just it doesn't have that ability, right? But you don't want to go one way and say and something that destroys the protocol, where people think he's just not communicating. He communicates to us. He's got a lot on his plate. What we got to understand, and something I think Ronan and Dabs can chime in on, and myself, I have in real life things as well. So this is kind of pretty hard to keep up with. As Loki himself says, there's crypto never sleeps, and we're trying to keep up with that space. And as you see, we kind of suffered the brunt of that during those 2 weeks because we weren't able to. Sadly, we are working on that daily. Mascot is talking to Cut now. He's communicating much more. I think what we're seeing right now is, I mean, he teased us yesterday, and I didn't even know this happened until somebody showed me. Was that he came into the Discord and said, "I hope you guys are ready," and responded to somebody who asked about NAS, and he said incoming, and I didn't even I didn't even see that until later. So he's trying.
He said that. Yeah, he said that on the chat actually. So as far as I understand, you guys have an open channel towards him. As far as you see the things going, they're going through the right direction. I see.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. It's what here's what I'll say is the biggest issue is language barriers, right? Cultural barriers, right? I want something right now. I work in real life. I'm a project manager in real life. I want when I ask for something, I want the answer within minutes. And some people just don't work that way. So understanding different personalities and how to communicate is what I'm working on and making sure. But yes, Mascot can answer some questions that I don't have from Cut, and he vice versa.
Yeah, well, hopefully, maybe we'll have a surprise, and he will be on this AMA with us. Maybe next time, if not, if he doesn't get the chance now. So,
yeah, we're definitely pushing.
Maybe you'll try to convince him a bit more about it.
Believe me, we're trying. And his response here's his honest response. Like I said, the Cut has been a genuine person, very genuine. I've been through some really rough conversations with him, and I'm going to be brutally honest. During those 2 weeks when things were going downhill and Power was struggling, it was very hard. You know, my reputation and the mods, right? We're just that. We're just the community side of it. We have no control, so it was a very tough for us. So we had to push Cut to the breaking point where we're like, we need information and we need you, right? And we got through. So it's been a great growing lesson for us.
Cool. All right. Yeah, sure. Thank you for the chance to ask you the question. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
First.
All right. Let me, if you want to bring up the next one, I'll ask a question from the
Island Boy. Go ahead and come on up, get the invite, and then we'll let Renegade read a question or two off of the AMA question.
Yeah, how much Phantom is being rewarded for the memes again? So there will be 25 for 4 different people. So each person will win 25 Phantom. Any plans for NAS? David Crypto asked. I think Cut answered that. I have put out what I learned about RPC endpoints. We're seeing Thor do it. We're seeing Thor get into validator nodes. Not Cut, the developer himself said incoming. So I'm going to say the answer is yes. I'm pushing for it. Believe me, we are. And Ronan, me and him had a great conversation right before this about the struggle we're having with 500,000 FTM to purchase a validator or stake for a validator node is like roughly 68% of our treasury, right? That is a tough balance, but there are benefits. Ronan, you were explaining it better to me if you want to go down that road about what comes of it and how it could benefit. Ronan, you're on mute, my man. Or is he not here? Well, the third, I think it's like a 13% return, but then I think if you purchase a validator, you do also get shares of the transactions. So those are great benefits to the protocol as well. And then on top of that, right, as you transition from DOS to NAS, that also brings in new investors. So it's a win-win-win. It's just we got to get there and get the devs to buy in on it.
Yep.
But
OX match.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, there he is. I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure he knew he was invited.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me up here. Just a quick question because I know you guys talked about different projects on the Phantom Network that you guys are most bullish on the Phantom Network, which I also think it's a great network that is positioned well for a lot of DeFi users. One of the projects, or I was wondering of how you guys come up with the different projects that you guys also are planning to invest in and use the treasury. And if there was a way for maybe the community to submit different proposals or projects that could be invested in. I know that Phantom Daily often post new projects that are undervalued or that they think are undervalued and have lower market caps. And I think investing in potentially solid projects that have lower market caps and are undervalued could provide more upside to our treasury. One of them, just off the top of my head, is like FHM, which has been a project that's been running since kind of last year. Went through a similar story as you guys and Thor decided to kind of turn things around and has built up some good stability. But I was just wondering kind of that process and how you guys go about that.
So
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be brutal. I'll go first real quick. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I have spent so much time in Discord and trying to keep this running that I don't get to invest in a whole lot myself. So all the ideas that I get are from the community. If you look on the left, treasury ideas, that's for the community. Most of mine are either coming from the community or my amazing mods that are helping me stay alive over here. But Hatch, are you able to see it? The treasury ideas on under community important information.
Yeah.
So
I actually just kind of saw that.
no, that's fine. That's a great question because I'm gonna be open about that. I'm trying to keep Discord running. I have an in real life job, so it's hard for me. Sadly, I didn't get to I'm compounding now, but I didn't get to buy in as much as I would have liked to, because I was working on the Discord and trying to keep people with answers. So I rely on these guys, Ronan and Dabs and Mascot, who these guys are geniuses.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks.
And to add on top of that, we have our share of moderator chats that you guys can't see, and every announcement that gets made, every piece of information we come across, it all gets filtered through the entire staff. Cut sees everything before it goes live. Our mod team sees everything before it goes live, and we discuss if we'll all filter through the treasury ideas once or twice a day or so, and we'll share links, we'll look through websites, we'll make sure everything's looking clean. So it's not like it's just me or Renegade or Dabs proposing any one treasury vote. It's been filtered through and looked over by every single member of the team. So there's sort of 2 and 3 levels of verification and eyes that see it, right? So if it comes from the treasury ideas, that's first of all, it comes from the front end user, one of you guys who suggests it. Then the mod that picks it up looks at it. Then it gets thrown into one of the moderator chats for the other mods to look at. It gets discussed, and then it'll end up on the vote. So there's a lot of scrutinization that goes over every investment. And that's why we're so thankful for you guys, because just like Renegade said, I work a full-time job too in management, and I work here. So I don't have tons of time to just swing through on Twitter looking for the new and hottest investments for myself and stuff. So you guys being able to kind of point us in directions, and then we take our knowledge of DeFi and the space and everything, and we all filter through it together. It works really quite well. So there will never be something up there that we don't have an understanding of, that we haven't vetted and looked through as a team, and with Cut having eyes on it as well.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because what happens is we do have a financial advisor on the backside. So the validator node we drafted up on the last investment. We were told take it off, and that it was just not the right time for us, as it was, we didn't have, I think we had at the time 680,000 Phantom, and it was 82% of our treasury. And when you think about it that way, you're like, dang, that does make sense not to drop it all in there. Can it be done? Does it benefit it? Maybe, but the financial advisor didn't advise to it. So that happens. And to be honest with you, I know that a lot of the community has mentioned this. Everybody's kind of torn, but having that checks and balance, I think, is key.
Yeah, definitely agree. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, let me, while you do the next one, I know there was a couple questions. Well, let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up, and then we'll get to you in a second once we get some of the questions read off.
U-Dash asks, we will all migrate to a new contract. Yes, so that is the goal. There will be a new contract made, and we'll migrate over. The reason for the migration, Nahiri, is to get away from the ring fork constant sell pressure crap that we're dealing with, that have been pulling these protocols down. inside of those protocols, every time a node is created, anytime you claim, it takes the token power and sells it into Phantom, which anytime, as you guys know, that just creates a trend in down. You will see on the deck screener 68 sells and 15 buys, and it just constantly creates a downtrend for the protocol, which ultimately does kill it, because then you have, you're getting rewards, and as you claim that, there's another sell, and then people take their actual rewards and sell it, right? Because obviously that's what that's depending on how you invest. You either compound or you take your ROI out. So that's why we're doing it. That's why it needs to happen. It needs to happen as soon as possible. Who's up? Crypto Kingpin?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Good, man.
Good. I know you guys were you were talking about the Phantom Validator node and how it was going to take a big chunk of the treasury if you had done it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys only open to investments that are on Phantom?
No. So we're
open to everything.
Yeah, we have time. We are open to everything. It's just we gotta make sure we do it right. And as Nylak said earlier, poking at Thor, I will be brutally honest. The devs were very concerned with that transaction, because they didn't want to spend $34,000 in transaction fees. And
right.
And I agree.
They didn't want to piss you guys off.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened at Thor, and me and Cut were talking. He's like, Renegade, I don't think time is a good thing to move on. The fees, making sure we do this right. And he's like sharing screenshots with me of the fee. Me being who I am, I, had to go change my underwear, seeing $34,000 in fees. To me, there's no reason for that. I don't deal with Ethereum, and I hate Ethereum for the high fees reasons. But Dabs and Ronan really helped them figure out a better way, and it was, I think, like I said, I think we paid the transaction is in the current investments. I think it was 3,400 what we paid. It was pennies compared to that. So yes, we are open as long as we can find the right path.
Now, have you guys ever either heard of or considered DAG nodes?
Yes,
and
so,
yes. The problem is getting it. I'm not sure if, like, the only way to get a DAG node right now is if we can send some coins to KuCoin and then trade it for some DAG, and then from there be able to create our DAG node. I am pretty sure KuCoin doesn't KYC, so it's really up to Cut, and if they're willing to, go that far to get a DAG node, because I believe it's 250k DAG to create a node. And yeah, I mean, we are looking into it. It is something that is a possibility, but again, it's up to Cut to make the decision of whether or not, like, we actually want to go through a centralized exchange, get the DAG, and then create the node.
Yeah, I was just curious because I know it's, it wouldn't take up nearly as much of the treasury.
Yeah, well, so our next investment,
a lot cheaper. It's like 50 grand or so, like that right now.
Yeah, so our next, I'll go ahead. I don't know if I've shared it, but our next investment will be 350,000. So
okay,
I know that for a fact. I've been confirmed with that. So now we're just getting the 7 or 8 on our list confirmed down to maybe 4 or 5. So it will be 350. So that means we can get more. To Dab's point, can we do it the right way, right? As things have happened, I do know that Cut does moves like stables back and forth through a centralized exchange to then get back into the wallets. And if you guys understand all the intricate parts of the DeFi and how to move money, it's frustrating, at least for me. So that's our biggest concern, right? Is making sure it can be done appropriately without huge fees. So I think that's what Cut and them focus on, is making sure that happens.
Right.
And DAG is on the list, so it's it's up for consideration for sure.
I've done a little research into it, and I like it too.
Yeah. A little more accessible too when you're comparing it to Phantom prices.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Alrighty, Light Samps. Come on up. If you're speaking, we can't hear you. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I just got asked. I will say this, just as he comes up. So there was a glitch or there's an error. I'm not sure what's going on, but I have seen this twice now that you can have 101, 102 generators out of 100. There's a bug or update question in there. I got tagged on. I know Ghost, one of the devs, said he was working on it and trying to figure out why or how that's even happening. I do not have an answer on that just right now. As long as here's what I'm gonna say: if you have 102 and all of them are creating rewards, don't stress it. But I wouldn't make any more, I guess is what I'd probably say. Like if you're already at 100.
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, there you are.
Yeah, what's up? Hey, so I know everyone's talking about, or some people have mentioned Cloud Atlas and things like that. How their launch is looking pretty good. I know the price is high right now, and it definitely looked like it could possibly come down. But I was just curious if anybody was talking about investing some of the treasury into Cloud Atlas.
Not on the list yet.
I don't think it would be really good right now. The reason being is that they are just nodes as a service.
Yeah.
I know we invested in Strong, but because Cut mentioned or he had that sneak, that little sneak chat saying that we are moving towards a NAS or node as a service, I don't think it would be feasible, having like a Ponzi-nomic like system investing in another Ponzi-nomic system when we could just invest on ourselves.
Agree.
But a partnership with their team might be possible in terms of, building something on top of Notes as a service. Or, maybe collaborating on a future project or creating a DAO on the Phantom network where it might require both power tokens and Atlas tokens in order to mint those tokens. So there's a lot of possibilities, but I am not sure we're going to invest in them. It's more of like a partnership thing, if anything.
I would agree with that.
Word, got it. Well, thanks for having me up here, guys, and let's get this thing to the moon.
Let's go.
That's the spirit. Thanks, man.
All right. Moon. Hashman asked, will there be a different token? That I'm not positive. I've seen a migration where there was a V2. I want to say probably, but I do not have the answer for that. When you do a new contract and migrate everything over, I think you will have to have a power V2 and we'll have to all just migrate over. But I'm not positive.
All right, Kobe Mello, I'm going to go ahead and shoot you an invite.
You got to accept the invite while he's accepting it.
All right, Ozman.
Would there be any concern with buying now versus buying after the new contract? U-Dash, there shouldn't be. I mean, like we said, everything should be migrated over. Buying now will be the same as buying after the contract. Right now, we're just dealing with the sell pressure.
Yeah. Might be cheaper to buy now than later because people are gonna FOMO once the new contract is out. So there is that danger. Like I wanted to buy at $1 last week, but I don't get paid until 2 days from now. So I ended up missing that. We went at like 7x yesterday, which is insane. So
hey, I give out loans, brother. You just gotta hit me. Anybody up here? Osman. I don't.
Hey, hi guys, how are you? So I had a quick question. So I have a couple of nodes, 2 nodes actually, and every time I created a new node, I had to approve the contract. And now if I looking at to create another one, and it still shows me approved contract. Why is that? Why
that's got to be a bug that I'm glad you brought that up because I actually asked the devs myself because I wanted to make another one and I've got nodes and I'm like, Why do I have to approve this again? I actually asked
Yeah.
yesterday.
Renegade has actually did. I actually saw that straight forwarded to Cut in the mod chat saying, "Hey, I've created like 5 nodes. I have to had to approve this like 3 times now. What the hell's going on?"
But
So,
did you see the name I gave it?
yeah, I think it was Cut something. I hella forgot. Like Cut for the win or something like that.
It's I love Cut.
Yeah.
So I do not have the answer, and I want to say white paper. No, he did not answer that. I know Cut answered the white paper. We got so many questions trying to get things fixed. Like I said, there's a lot of work happening in the background. Things being updated, trying to keep these devs organized is what I'm trying to do. But then you create a channel where it's just for the devs, and then you get a DM. You're like, dang it. Try to keep this organized for you, but trying to figure out what's working for them. But it has been brought up. I do not like that either.
Okay, and do devs actually come to AMAs or anything like that, or?
So I'm gonna be honest. This is our. Go ahead.
Yeah, they went to the AMA for Thor. Thor's very first one. We try to get the devs to come in, the contract devs at least, but moving forward, I believe Ronan and I will be like, they kind of hired us temporarily to do the UI and stuff, and Ronan has been doing a great job. So moving forward, dev-wise, going to AMAs, it's probably going to be Ronan and I most of the time for sure, with a tentative on Cut and Ghost.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. So we did have a power AMA with the Cryptoneers, and Cut was on that. It's in. If you guys check in the chat, AMA recap. I posted that. He was there with my man Power Man Nylock, aka Loki. He was there.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. I just had a call with Jesse Eckler, the YouTuber.
Ah, nice.
Working on some exciting stuff, boys.
Always working, this man. So Osman, yes. So he has come to and Nylock himself can vouch for this. It's actually the YouTube is in there, so he has been to an AMA. This I'm gonna say this is our official first Discord AMA. We've done like 2 where we just got together with the Discord when things were really bad during Christmas, just to try to communicate with people. It wasn't a true announcement, and we did get some flack for not recording it and doing it at such a late time. But we, this is our true first at AMA with the team making an announcement and whatnot. So he hasn't missed a lot. I'll say that.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. Good luck to all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
While you bring up the next, let me see. How's the contact with the devs? Is it getting better? Murin, yes, much better. Just a lot going on. I talked about it earlier. Communication has gotten better. Power Mascot's talking to him daily. I'm talking to him daily. Nylock's yelling at him daily. Wait, what? And then any plans for Cut to KYC? It is on the table. It is something that the Union of Transparency requires, and it's in the conversations. Phantom is going to be huge. That's not a question. All right, go ahead. Next person up. East Side. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. So I had just a quick question. So I had wanted to know, what is y'all plans on getting listed on exchanges?
So
and not exchanges like Hotbit, nothing like that, because anybody can get on Hotbit. I'm talking about things like KuCoin, BitTrue, Gate.io, different ones.
That's definitely down the road. It's on the roadmap, if I'm not mistaken. That would be something that the developers would have to answer. I know it's something I've only seen one other node as a service actually do this and get listed on one exchange. A lot for me to learn there if what it does for our protocol versus just bringing volume on that exchange. But obviously it brings value, right? But I would need
Right.
I would need more information from our devs and what that does to the protocol as a whole, right? Like, so we only have a 1 million
I
supply.
also want to speak on that.
Let's
I also want to speak on that.
speak to me.
So yeah,
Oh.
listing on a centralized exchange is fantastic, but it happens when a project's a lot more developed. I need everyone to remember that these are still both Thor and Power are early protocols.
Yes.
We're still building out our model, we're still building out our credibility, and we're still building out our volume. All of these are factors that these centralized exchanges look at intently before they're willing to list anybody. So what we need to do is we need to continuously build out our model here, demonstrate that it's working long term, have that sideways price action and a good amount of consistent volume on a 24-hour basis, and then we can start to look at applying out to centralized exchanges.
Yep.
KuCoin will be KuCoin, Crypto.com, Binance, the larger like tier A exchanges will be done after we get on listed on tier B exchanges. You know, BitTrue, Hotbit, you know, Bitmart. All the smaller centralized exchanges will be the first ones to list us. But that's something that again is on the in a further horizon basis. That's not happening immediately. Immediately, what we need to do is we need to prove who we are and show exactly what we're doing. So, you know, the endpoints as well as validators are very important on that aspect. And then, you know, continuously diversifying revenue streams. So the protocol has it clear and defined revenue streams to, you know, do buybacks and promote sideways price action. That's the primary goal now. And the secondary goal would be centralized exchange listings after. You know, in my opinion, just listing on a centralized exchange is like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. You know, we need to prove the model and make the model work first prior to getting listed on centralized exchanges.
Great answer. I have even more that I want to dive into is with our small amount of uh, tokens. What does that do, right? We only have 1 million coins, and when you start spreading yourself out from, you know, what does that do? How is that a detriment?
Well, I mean that's different. I mean, you know, price action is going to help out in that regard. Remember, you know, if you compare us to Strong has about 500,000 tokens, and they're on KuCoin.
Gotcha.
So circulating supply is less of a concern, in my opinion, for centralized listings. It's much more of a where we are as a protocol is the bigger concern.
I agree. All right, good question. Good. Oh, he's already down. Dang, mascot already dropped. Or did he leave?
He moved himself.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Let's see. Is it possible to scrap Power and just join Thor? Hashman, I'm booting you now. I'm just kidding. That's not happening. Have you looked into getting DAG nodes? I hope we answered that, Ace, for you. Definitely on the list. We just need it to be approved by the devs as to something they can and want to do. What are the current thoughts on Tomb Finance? I'll let Dabs and Ronan talk on that one. They love that.
Yeah, I believe we invested 300K of our treasury, our last vote, into the Tumen Finance LP.
Yes.
And then we're getting T-shares right now at a very high APY, so feel really great about it. There's a lot of Tomb Forts on other networks that I'd like for us to invest on as well, such as Unite on Harmony. I think Harmony is going to do really well this year, and I'm pretty sure Nylock will agree with me. It's one of his favorite chains.
Amen.
And
Amen.
yeah,
Don't get me started on Harmony One. I love Harmony One.
if you guys do not know, Unite is a Tomb fork on Harmony 1, and the EPY is a couple billion right now. It's paying about 5% daily, so I have quite amount of cash stashed there, and hopefully, like, it doesn't screw up or anything.
Yeah. Wait, so I hope that answered the Tomb Finance answer or question. Can you bring up the next one? Anybody?
I invited Weekend Hype up. There he is.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. I know in a previous announcement, Cut had mentioned that he was going to be doing weekly meetings with the entire team. Just wanted to check, make sure, how are those going, if that's something that he's been sticking to. And I know you guys have mentioned a couple times there's much more regular contact with them, but Are those structured meetings still going on?
So that announcement, if everybody remembers correctly, a wonderful person, Alukavi, who was helping us, some things happened to due to his job at Heck. He is paid by the Heck protocol, and it created a ton of issues for him because it made it look like it was a partnership with Heck. So I'll say this: there is still communications going on in the background. We have not had we've had a couple conversations, but we have not had a team with Alukavi and sitting down. But as a team here with Dabs, Ronan, Mascot, myself, even Nylock is involved in these conversations. There's work being done. It's really disheartening because that was such a great such a great movement that we had going, and it was shot down in a matter of minutes, well, hours, I guess. And I feel really bad for Alakavi because he was super frustrated, and I'm not trying to air out any dirty laundry. It's just that guy has a good heart, and he was just trying to help this community, and it looks like he was pulled back, if that makes sense to you guys. And I get it too, right? As Heck, as a community over there, they don't want to make a partnership with a Ponzi scheme, probably in their eyes, if you get what I mean. So it's understandable. So we're trying to work through that still. Nylock, myself, and the guys are having conversations right now. Getting cut on the phone or in a call has been difficult. That's what I'll say. Because of time zones, if you get what I mean. He's got work, he's got different time zone, and then I wake up. Most of his time is when most of the time he's active, I'm asleep. So
got it.
It's been a hurdle we're working through. Is what I'll say.
Okay, thank you for answering.
No problem. That one hurt me only because that whole announcement was the whole team was excited and loved where we were going, and to see what happened there. It is what it is.
I mean, I don't want to blow up his spot here, but he's the one who came up with the new UI, and he's still helping me. So
yeah, no, it's
maybe as active, but he's still involved. He still has a say.
Yeah,
and he's working with me. So
yeah, no, good point.
We can't control what the Heck team decides to do with their team members.
Yeah.
That's something to keep in mind here. What he is still doing is he's still helping out in the background. We're not out of communication or anything like that. We very much like the Heck team over from the Thor side and from the Power side. Yep. But we got to remember that we can't necessarily be poaching people from other projects and expecting them to work on our project full time. Without that causing serious issues between project leads.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. The sad part was that no, we're good though. We are.
Yeah.
We're still working. As Ronan said, a lot of that design for the new UI came from Alakavi, and it's still being worked on. So it's great. All right.
Probers, gotta bring you up here.
Also, what is the current situation on NAS? Does that require a new contract? I don't think that requires a new contract. That'll just be integrated, as Thor has proven. As we start to make that transition, RPC endpoints, or if we eventually truly do get a Phantom Validator node. So, hope that answers that question. Probers, you're on mute.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask if there's going to be any changes to the reward structure at all going forward. I know Thor's paying out about 0.33 per Thor node. The human generator is about 0.1. There's a small price difference there between 12.5 Thor for a Thor node and 10 for a power node. But just if there is any reason for the more dramatic decrease in rewards here, and then if those rewards will increase at any point in time, or if node prices will increase as well, and just sort of flushing that out a little bit.
So definitely something the team here has asked as well, and has made a push for some of those questions to be answered. The only answer I got right now is this is where we're going to sit for now until they can get the new contract, and then they can focus on the sustainability and making sure our rewards are at market rate, I guess is the best way to put it. I agree we should be enticing people in, but with the sell pressure, I think we're ahead a little bit with this by lowering the rewards and us being much cheaper. Dabs and Ronan and Mascot all brought up. Is there a massive number of super nodes being created at this low value? Is that going to be a detriment later? So with the rewards being lower, it does help in the long run, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the reason why Thor's rewards is a little bit higher than ours is because Thor increases the amount of coins you need to create their nodes as, more nodes gets created, whereas ours is a flat rate the whole time. And I'm pretty sure this is something that our devs have ran through with the financial advisor on our side. We're trying to get that guy to talk more in the chat so, he could give us some game, but yeah, we're still working on that.
Yeah, well, and also Thor has also implemented a tax on your ROI, right? So it comes out pretty close if that helps.
Yeah, for sure. Just bringing conversation to you guys.
Yeah, no, great question, and it's something we're internally talking about and trying to figure out ourselves. So, all of those questions have been given. I think, Dabs, that was a great answer. It's something the devs are flushing out. All right, next AM.
Any other questions?
Yeah,
as far as
is there any more?
No, I mean, not on that. I'm just saying, like anybody else that want to raise their hand. There's no one else in line, so now's your time.
Will there be an official partnership with Spooky Swap as our power is not registered there? I think it's great exposure. Will there be staking in plan, as you mentioned, getting involved with Phantom? I think is a great staking power to earn Phantom. So, Cesar, that's a great question, and it's funny you bring this up. I'll go ahead and share with the community. My job and the mods' job is to protect you guys as much as possible, and we get the scam reports. And I have had multiple scam reports where people lost some of their Phantom because they gave up information. So there's times where people will reach out to me who are trying to scam, which is hilarious. They obviously don't know I'm one of the moderators, so goodbye, right? So I boot them. Well, I got a request yesterday, and I shared this with the mods. Like, man, this kind of went sideways for a little bit. I got reached out by Spooky Swap about us whitelisting on Spooky Swap, and I was like, why would you reach out to me? Like, and I see, I'm labeled as front end team, the community manager here, so I can see the confusion. But he's like, I'm just reaching out to you to see if you guys want to get whitelisted. I'm like, well, wouldn't you reach out via official emails, right? Not in Discord. And so I booted him. Of course, then he responds back like, did you just boot me from power? And I was like, yeah, man, you got to understand that it sounds like you're doing something scammy. What are you truly trying to do here? And so we had a good conversation. He said, listen, I'm not trying to scam you, and I get it. But if you guys want to get whitelisted on Spooky Swap, where our coin is actually in the search menu, which I think is great, please do these such things. And he didn't give any links. He just told us where to go. So that helps you, know that he's not trying to scam. He told us to do it via all through the site. So I passed all that information on to Cut, and that is hopefully happening. That actually happened just yesterday. So that's funny you asked that. Is there any plans of getting involved in Phantom? I think it's great staking. I know we were talking about doing staking and lotteries on this contract until we started talking about a new contract, but I'm hopeful that we will have staking and lotteries on the new contract. It was at least in the roadmap. Is there going to be NFT development that is attached to the generators for additional benefits or ability to sell and trade? Definitely on the table, definitely in the conversations. I know Thor is, correct me if I'm wrong, Nylog, is Thor moving that direction with the NFTs? Saw you come off mute. And he has connection issues from time to time where he has to move to the bottom and back up.
Discord hates me.
Yes.
I don't understand why Discord hates me so much. Every time I come off mute, I have to go down to the audience and come back up.
That's weird.
In order to be speaking. It's weird. But yeah, we are introducing NFTs as being introduced with our new contract. And just like how you guys have seen, Power follows Thor's lead here a lot. I can expect a similar thing being introduced into Power.
Yeah, I have not heard anything from Cut on this, so that's why I was just asking personally. I think right now our smaller dev team is focusing on the contract, and that might come later. So reduces the
I mean, we will be sharing our contract with the Power team.
Yeah,
we always do. We share information always.
Yes, sir. I have no question. Just want to thank you guys for your hard work and dedication. That means a lot. I appreciate that. I know the team. These guys are working hard daily. There's a lot going on, so that means a lot. Who controls the treasury? That'd be Cut. Who has control of the contract? Is the pool locked? The liquidity pool is locked. Who has control of the contract? That's also Cut in the devs. Are rewards getting cut any more than current? Snoopy not on the table for conversations about cutting it any further. If anything, I think the conversation would be coming up to market rates. Guys, the contract migration. Oh,
I was just gonna let Bebop know that I invited him. You can keep going, so he knows.
Can you take over? I got a phone call happening in the background.
Sure. What's going on, Bebop?
Good. I'm really happy about the project. I'm very happy where is this going. Just a quick question though. I know the only reason, part of the reason why we're migrating is that we are trying to fix the cell pressure. I'm also invested in Comb, but in no way promoting, not necessarily promoting, but I saw something nice that they did, wherein you can compound. They have Nectar now in Comb Financial. They have Nectar now, wherein you can compound your rewards instead of selling it. So that way, it kind of control the sell pressure. I'm I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but I was hoping you guys can take a look at this as well. Maybe it could solve some of the issues. And by the way, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And you know what? I saw the tweet and did not get to do any kind of research into it myself. So if you can DM me or Nylock any of that information. Nylock, I don't know if you know about it. I saw the tweet, just didn't get to do any research into it myself.
Sure, I could do that.
The question?
He's talking about the Comb financial fix for the cell pressure. I saw a tweet that they put out that, and I was part of the AMA between Vapor Nodes and Comb when they were talking about it too, but did not get to see any.
Yeah, I mean, look, the big thing that we're adjusting for the cell pressure here is going to be the new contracts. The new contracts are going to remove the artificial cell pressure being put on from the claiming and node creation side of things. Move it over to the sale side of things. So when you introduce a sales tax instead of having a claiming tax, or finding the balance between both the sales tax and the claiming tax, it opens up any negative action for the protocol. So a selling would be considered a negative action for the overall protocol. It turns into a net positive when a small percentage of that sale is then being converted over into Phantom, and then that Phantom's being added to the treasury, rather than a neutral action or a beneficial action such as compounding, causing more sell pressure. That's where we're looking at this issue, and that's how we're looking to adjust and fix that issue.
Yeah, I believe on Thor's new contract they also added the compounding feature, and I believe that compounding doesn't actually create self pressure, and that all the coins that you use to compound all go straight to the rewards pool instead of creating a sell on the DEX.
Yeah.
Yep. Correct.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I could give you the details later, Renegade or Ronin. Um, I'll be happy. I could even explain to you a little bit quickly if you want, but either way.
Yeah, no, well, just DM.
Just DM
Yeah.
the mods.
Yeah.
Just DM the mods the information so we can look at it in the background.
Yep.
Awesome, man. All the best. All the best, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Island Boy and Kobe Mello, the requests have been sent to you guys. You have to accept it to come up. So you've been invited up. You gotta accept it on your side. Let's see. AMA questions. Go back to some more AMA questions. I know we're catching up here. Who controls the treasury? Got that. Guys, Power and Atlas. My question is for now, Cut is being paid? Question mark. If not, he needs to get it. He needs to get paid. They don't go through us if they actually get paid. I hope he has been, as there was a vote from the community. I know he has started paying the mods, thank goodness, and it really has helped us. It has really helped us to keep up with the community and the 6 weeks that we've been going through through here. So yes, I hope he's been paid. For Dabs, given that Cut said Nas is coming, aren't you guys sort of underplaying this in the AMA so far? You know how that has turned around Thor's price and been focus of recent success, and how that is huge driver of bullish price action and investor interest. Objectively, you seem tremendously undervalued given what Cut said about Nas incoming compared to others in the space. He's a straight shooter, so I'm confident we can believe in him. Josh, I would agree, but what our issue is I do not want to give a false information without that being confirmed to us. And I can say, I have not been told that we're getting any kind of validator node or the RPCs for sure. My hope is he's working on this, and he's told me he's going to look into it, but he has not said this is being done and it's happening, next week. So that's probably why we want to be careful of giving false hope and false information. But all we can share is what Cut said without him actually coming up here and telling you guys yourself. So I hope you see what we're trying to be careful here, right? I want to be transparent. I want to be clear. And guys, step in. Have you guys been given any information other than what we've shared?
Oh, not on our end.
So I agree to an extent, Joe. I just don't want to create a pump and dump where it's not something that truly comes true. So we got to be careful. I hope that answers your question. And don't take it that we're underselling it, because we just don't have 100%. We don't have the answer just yet. Please, I'm not going to answer that one. Please tease us with an update.
The answer is yes.
Did you see that question? I was like, all right,
I did. The answer is yes. Ass or titties?
Guess.
Oh.
Please,
a man of science.
Man of science. Please tease us with an update on the UI. So there was Ronan and Dabs are working on it. I know Ronan's really putting in a lot of work. Takes a lot. He posted some updates in the devs update channel for you guys to see. And I'm waiting to hear back from Alu about the next page of designs. I don't know if he's giving it to you, Ronan, or not, because you said he's helping you in the background. So maybe he gave it directly to you without going through me. And I think Ronan stepped away. So, but the UI is being worked on. Check out dev updates. I think Ronan posted it yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, Edward, what's going on?
Oh.
Hey guys, nice to hear you again. Long time no talk, Loki or Nylok. Okay, so I think it's the first time I'm speaking on a Power MAA. I have like 3 questions, and I think they could have answers like on point. The first one is, will Power also present the treasury investment schedule similar to what Thor did in the last week?
I saw that. Wanted to do something similar, but do not want to fail to miss dates. And as I've seen with Thor, I think they kind of already missed a date. So want to be careful. We're going to push every week.
Validators caused that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The validator delay. This is
Yeah.
We expected the validators to be synced within 24 hours, and it took us a hell of a lot longer. We're about to announce the validators ideally today. The first one is fully synced at this point, but we're dealing with some downtime. We're working directly with the Phantom Foundation to get that fixed.
Yeah, and Thor's powering through a lot. They're putting out a lot of information. So by no means am I putting it down, but what I'm using it as an example is when what we've seen, and I'm going to use some past experience that we've had here in Power, is when we give a date or a time and we miss it, it was a much larger detriment to this protocol. So I want to be careful with giving dates. Here's my promise: every week, as soon as we get one investment out, I'm already working on the next with the team. Like it comes down to getting it approved, and getting the devs focus on the investment and off of the contract, right? So that's, you guys got to understand, they're trying to work on that, and then here I am throwing 150 questions at them. So it is tough. Kind of trying to answer Zuby's question as well, as at the same time here that we are pushing on investments and we are pushing on the devs to constantly give answers. So it's a balance.
Right, that's very good to know. I know that missing like a time, let's say a deadline today, it can mean potentially that you're kind of rugging the project, and that's total bullshit, because that's not the case for Tor or Power. So yeah, that answer was great.
Thank you.
It's kind of a catch-22, right?
Yeah.
Because, our goal here is to be as transparent as humanly possible, but that also means that, we're only humans, people make mistakes, and it's really kind of dejecting for us to be as transparent as possible when, we make a simple mistake or a deadline is missed and everyone goes, "Oh, this is a rug now. This is a rug." And it's really frustrating from our perspective. Because we're kind of in between a rock and a hard place. Transparency comes with both the good and the bad,
Yeah.
and I think that's what people really need to start recognizing is look by our actions. And even if we miss a date, that doesn't mean anything's being rugged. That just means that it took longer than expected. And hopefully updates people will understand as long as we keep people continuously updated.
Correct.
And to give Cut some credit, it kind of works on the other end too, which we saw. If you guys were around, I'm sure some of you were. When the rewards change happened for Power, Renegade made a cautionary announcement of just like, "Hey guys, by this time tonight, make sure to claim your rewards so that you're not having to worry about, potentially losing them with the rewards reduction switch." And he put that announcement out, and it didn't happen. The rewards reduction didn't happen until like 18 hours later, and people were upset that they pulled their rewards so early. So it's kind of a tenuous thing on both sides, right? If we give an announcement, if we set a time frame and it's too early, it's a problem. If we set a time frame and it's too late, it's a problem. So I do give props to Cut in that regard, and that he and the mod team will back me up on this. He lives and dies by the philosophy of, when it's done and it's live, then we let people know, which isn't great for road mapping, but as far as for the community, if Cut lets you know that something happens, it's because it's already happened. It's not like something that could be missed. And so I do give Cut props for that. That if he makes an announcement, it's because it's done. Because we've kind of been burned on both ends of the bridge with that.
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
I remember that event, but yeah, eventually it's all the same math. So 10% tax, it's the same when claiming now, or even when the rewards pile up. And yeah, they should have said like, okay, thanks, it's another day for having the full rewards. Anyway, a lot of people are keeping let's say their eyes on every Discord channel all the time mostly, and they should be at peace with this already, because that reward reduction model already, let's say, saved the project at that time, because the situation went on a dire direction, because the people lost their patience, and it was too much at that point. But I know that we're on a great path. And I should go to the next question. It's about the DAG investment proposal question. I'm not sure if it was answered already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's on the list of next investments for us, at least from the community.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So we'll be voting for that in the near future.
what my hope is. So understand this. So we create a list for the devs and the financial advisor to look at before. So we take from the community, we create that list, and then we give it to the dev team, and they either approve or deny such things, and then we move forward with the vote. So like we talked about earlier, there's a level of checks and balances with this.
Right. And following the subject on the centralized exchanges register, I know that the project needs to, let's say, get a little older, and the model should be proven, like Nylok said. And I was curious about the staking feature, and it's for both projects. Will Power or even Tor have something like bonds? I know that a lot of those DAOs already have the bonds for multiple pairs. So in other words, is there any chance that additional Power tokens will be minted after the staking it's set in place?
No,
we have
if we were to do bonding, if either Power or Thor was to do bonding here, it would not be in a situation where we're creating a new tokens and adding out to the circulating supply. It would be a way that we reorganize the current existing circulating supply. So depending on how successful a lottery function would be, if those lottery proceeds could pay for both the pools for bonding as well as a staking pool, that's what we'll be looking at. But right now, the priority is the new contracts, the lottery, and the staking mechanisms for both protocols. That's the priority, and we can explore bonding after, depending on how successful and how much revenue is generated from the lottery.
Agree.
Right.
Dabs, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I mean, another thing that could possibly happen in the future as well is both Power and Thor can create wrap version of our tokens and use that to be able to bond a new DAO almost, right? Like eventually, DAOs is a or DAOs platforms will be able to outgrow the sell pressure, and from there the price is just going to keep going up and up and up and up, and from there, there's a lot more things that we could do with our tokens.
Sure,
Without
but these are ideas that I want to be very clear have not been fully explored yet.
Agree.
And they're not necessarily on the horizon, so I don't want to get people's expectations up for a wrap token or something like that. I want to be very clear on what the future intentions are, what the mechanisms that we're looking to introduce are, and we can explore future additions and future improvements to the contract and to the protocol as a whole once we've reached the immediate goals that we've already set.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. Good ideas and things we can talk about and have on the table, but not something we're looking at right now.
Right. I was just looking a bit in the future because I hope when the new smart contract gets released, I think that's when the real game gets on. Because that's a totally new contract, so the ring fork is out of the question, fully out of the question from that point.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point of the new contracts.
Yep.
Is we want to be a completely independent protocol. The ring fiasco caught everybody as a surprise at the end of December. It was a hell of a time for both the mod team and the development teams. And it's only from that event that we really figured out how important it was for us to have a completely independent protocol and completely independent contracts. So that's something that's been working on very intently in the background. Unfortunately, when we're talking about developing brand new contracts and essentially a brand new protocol, that takes time. This is the ring events that happened literally days ago. It's going to take some time to develop. So what we're doing is we're introducing as much as we can, utility-wise, for the protocols until those new contracts are finished.
Yeah, and this leads me right into the next question, right? How long till the new contracts? Is it still 30 days? And I want to be careful here, you guys. I know Thor had mentioned 30 days, and I still want to be careful with that because things can happen. This is not an easy task, and here in 30 days, that's a lot of work. Cut has said he's between 30 and 40 days, as long as everything goes well and we're not pulled aside for other tasks and issues and things that take you and pull you away from your original plan of working on the contract for the 30 days. So This ties back into the giving full on time frames. It's very tough. We definitely want to try to hit those schedules, but giving you a hard set date of some date, I think it'll only be a detriment. We are pushing, we are moving, and we will try to update as we go along. I think that's the best answer we can give, is that it is happening.
I totally agree. It's like the core thing for the model, so no need to rush with the new contract.
Agree.
Anyway,
when it's
one
ready,
last.
it's ready, and
You're right.
we're gonna give out as much information as the development's going on, and we've given we're given what our approximate timeline is. Of course, nobody has a crystal ball to know the future, and when we're talking about developing, we're talking about developing something from scratch. So that's important for everyone to keep in mind. Just know that it's actively being done right now in the background on both Thor and.
Well, did he get
right? And one last question. I promise it's the last question.
Oh man, we're gonna have to charge you for this one.
Oh, no problem.
I'm kidding.
Just send me the wallet address.
I'm kidding.
Right. Okay. So I know that Alukavi stepped up some time ago and even proposed a new UI, made a list of bugs and so on. I know that he had the role of advisor for some time on Power, and now I do not see him as an advisor anymore. And I also know he's one of the guys as who has multi-sig on Hector DAO. And I was curious if he will still be, let's say, implicated in the project in some way or another, like having a multi-sig or maybe even marketing for Power after the new contracts and the new UI gets rolled on.
So
we've covered this already in this AMA.
Yep.
But essentially there was a conflict that was happening between the Hex side and the Hex team and Power. Obviously he is devoted more on the Hex side of things.
Right.
And we don't want to create a situation where it looks like Heck is in partnership with Power as of yet. That's something that we're in talks about, but that's not something that's been officially announced at all. And so Heck wanted to make sure that there was no correlation between the two.
Yeah. And Ronan stepped up and said he's still helping him in the background. We are utilizing his design for the new UI. So it's still happening. It's just we got to be cautious with how we proceed. Yeah, it's unfortunate what happened, but the advisor role was just something, because he was in here helping and just trying to help the community in any way he could, obviously, and he asked me to remove it. So it wasn't something Power took away, and that Power wanted to get away from. It was none of that. So.
Right. Thank you guys for your all your time and patience for answering all my stupid questions. And yeah, keep on the good work. Keep on the charging up for Power. And I hope all good news should be coming soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. No stupid questions, man. Those are really good questions.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
we love stupid questions anyway, but those were not stupid.
Thank you.
All
right, Island Boy, you've patiently waited. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, Edward.
Bye.
Island Boy, are you there? Uh-oh.
Go ahead and go down and then ask to come back up. I'm going to move you down. Go ahead and request to come back up. You might be having the same problem that Nylock is having, where if you go on mute, you got to leave the stage and come back up.
I know he finally posted a question in here. I don't want to take his thunder away. So are the plans to allow us to have the ability to upgrade to a higher tier, say 7 or 8 human to 1 super? Oh, so basically take compound nodes into a different node. I have not. That has not been something we've been discussing. Kind of a cool little idea. I know some other groups are compounding nodes into 1, but not here at Power, at least. If that's your question. Island, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah. I was listening on the computer, so I assumed that's where the invite would appear, but nope, it's on my phone.
Wow. That's
weird.
All right, yeah, so that was my question. Could you compound lower tier nodes into a higher tier node? If that would be possible.
Yeah, that's not something right now on the table or conversation.
Okay. Also, I noticed you guys mentioned I know it's not exact science and it can be kind of touchy with the time you're doing the upgrade, and you want to claim your tokens. And no one's losing any tokens. So I wound up losing like 8 tokens last time.
So you lost 8 tokens in the reward when we reduced the rewards? Is it? Did I lose you? Oh. Hello?
Which I did, 11 p.m. my time. However, it wasn't upgraded till I think the next day about 3 p.m. and so I missed that. And I know you guys say it's not an exact science, but no one. I mean, I could understand why people would want to wait until the last possible moment to claim, but honestly, the actual time that I did not see. So
Yeah,
yeah, because
sorry, I most of it I think I caught pieces of your my internet was tripping too. Mascot, I lost half of what you said, but I think you're talking about the rewards and the notifications. We're definitely trying to get better with that and make sure we if they're like I think we talked about this earlier. If when we roll into the new contract, this is something my push, and I'm gonna need dialect as well to make sure we know way in advance the date we're gonna go live. Like even if the contract's done, we need to set that in stone for this. That way we don't have the same issue, right? Is okay, contract's done. Don't push it. Let's give everybody a couple days, whatever it takes to make sure everybody gets the rewards. But you got to understand, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I am weeks past our rewards, and I'm still getting DMs about, hey, what happened to my rewards? So there is no way we're gonna wait weeks for this. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, honestly, I took the loss. I didn't even file a complaint or post anything. I said, whatever, because I did. Like I don't know if you heard this part. I did fit a notice to claim by 8 p.m. Pacific time the night before, but then the looks like the update wasn't pushed until about 3 p.m. the next day Eastern time.
Correct.
So that I definitely missed. Yes.
Yeah, and here's what I'll say. I hope everybody here's listening. All 245. Something I've noticed, right? And when you guys get into Discords, most Discords have all notifications on, and I hate that. So what I've done in this Discord and any others that I'm in is I've changed it to only ads. Please do not mute the Discord. That's all I can say, because if you mute the Discord, you are missing the announcements. I promise you. So that's another thing we can't fix. You have people who come in weeks later and said they never seen anything. I can't control how you mute the Discord or you don't check, right? Like this is a moving space. We definitely tried our best here at Power with I warned till 8 p.m. and it didn't get pushed for hours even then. So if you claimed at 8, you wouldn't have been missing a whole lot. So we're definitely trying. Can it get better? 100%.
Yeah, but what you just said makes sense. Once you get everything worked out, ready to go, just let people know exactly when, so there's a concrete time. So yeah, that definitely makes sense.
That'll be the goal. As you guys know, how the and Mascot can chime in on this one. We were asking about the rewards update. I went to bed at like 11:30 and woke up to a message, I think at 4:30 a.m. that it was live, and I about lost my mind.
Yeah, I woke up to people posting pictures of the new UI, and I was like, how did you guys get access to the beta test UI? And they go, oh no, it launched. And I go, so I checked the moderator chat, and Cut was like, all right, it's live. You can let them know. It's like, you're killing me. I think that was the Saturday after Christmas.
Yes, that was. I didn't get any sleep for that whole week. Oh my gosh. So good conversation, and I appreciate the question. And like I said, that's my goal. Me and Nylock and Dabs and Ronan and Mascot, we are pushing for more comms, anything to help you guys not lose any rewards or get this transitioned into the new contract. That's our goal. We need to get away from these the Ponzi-nomics and fix it. So that's our goal right now.
Understood. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. We weren't ignoring you either, bro.
I got you. Yeah. Like I said, I realized you can't listen in 2 places at once, so I was strictly on the computer, and that's why I was looking for the invite.
No worries, brother. All right. If I bring up one last person here, quarantine, and we're pushing that 90-minute mark here.
Yes. have any more? Thank you for the answers. Is the claim tax still 10%? Yes.
And that's at any point. There is no point where that claim tax gets bumped up or bumped down. So if you want to claim, go for it. The world is your oyster.
Yeah, they did make the change on the claim. The only update Power has for that 10% claim tax is the sell pressure that we fixed there was some of that was sold into Phantom. That is no longer the case. That's the only fix we've put in place so far.
Alrighty, Quarantine, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. What's going on, brother?
Right, the island dude reminded me that I also lost about 6 tokens because of that. I made the power nodes on a Trust Wallet mobile, and I couldn't claim for the whole time, so that kind of sucked.
Oh,
but I noticed that now I can claim, so at least now it's fixed. So I'm happy with that.
Yes, and that was a glitch that we had notified. I think Ghost notified me that he finally fixed it. And I thought it was just an iOS issue. I didn't, because there was people saying they could claim on Android, but I think they were using like the desktop version. So there was some bugs in that, and thanks to the community for sharing. And then also I shared with the on iOS I couldn't scroll over at all, so I couldn't claim either, at least on mobile.
Right, and I have a question. Is there an ATA for the new UI?
I'm gonna let Ronan is working on it. I know we gave a 1 to 2 week window. He's busting his butt trying to get it to the next person. He has put some updates and dev updates for transparency. Ronan, anything from you? I know he's been pushing back with people in the chat. Like there is no date.
There's no there's no date for the UI update. If I'm going to put percentages on something, I'm 90% done with my task. Once I hand it off to get wired up to our ABI, I don't think that's a particularly large task. Maybe a couple days there. Then the thing's got to get tested, and the team's got to deploy it. So it's coming and it's close. But we learned our lesson. There's no date. So
yeah.
I will continue to post updates every single step of the way. And once it gets close, you'll see that this thing's going to get ready, and we'll slap a launch date on it. But until then, all I can do is continue to post updates.
Yeah, and I think that's the best approach. Go ahead.
I'd like to claim my rewards before the new UI is implemented, just in case, for the grid.
I don't think there'll be any issues claiming rewards, but you will absolutely, it won't be a surprise. It'll be like, hey, this is going to go live. Make sure you've claimed everything and done everything you want to do, just in case there's a problem. So there won't be any surprises.
Right. Thanks.
Thank you. You guys when you guys study new investments and put in money, is there a chance that those analysis can get posted in the Discord if someone wants to invest? Might be a new revenue stream. Not everyone has the time to research. So yeah, so something great question. Something we're trying to do. Thor, I'm gonna steal from Nylock. He was posting links. I need to do the same thing. I need to get some of the information and post, where we're truly looking at. I want to say in the last announcement we had some links on like the Tomb and Thor, the Phantom Thor that we eventually invested into. I want to say I added the link as well. So Goldblood, that is my goal, to try to give you guys more information. Obviously we all got to do our own research into some things if we're going to make a vote, not just blindly vote. But yes, I want to try to give you guys some more information. What happened to the Twitter account? It was the handle was changed. And then our wonderful Moon Man, if you guys all remember him, has it out for cut, has it out for power, does not like us. He then created another Twitter handle and took it. So it was a huge mistake. we're probably not getting it back. We do have the power nodes underscore. It is being utilized by Cut. Everyone who had access to the Twitter account is no longer on. It is now just with Cut, which is understandable. Sadly, that was a horrible thing that this guy wants to do to us. His Discord is, and I don't want to bash anybody, but his Discord is all about bringing down power and Cut. He thinks that Cut works for the CCP. And
So stupid.
it's insane. So just be aware, you guys. I really didn't want to post this in the Discord as I don't want to pump some other guy's Twitter. But if we do report the old handle so we can get it removed, and hopefully then we can take it back. But right now the new Twitter, and here's the other thing. I posted the new Twitter in the official links, and Discord is a little glitchy sometimes. So when you use underscores, it's part of a commands function for Discord. And I had updated it, and then Mascot, you were with me when we were like, oh yeah, it's working. I walked away and came back, and it changed, and it was taking us back to his Twitter account. So I removed it again, but it is now back in official links, and it is working properly.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, if you see anything from, just as a cautionary tale, if you see anything from any user named Moonman, you see anything regarding any tokens called Ring U, just take it all with a grain of salt. We're not gonna ever bash any other projects. It's not democratic to do so, but
just
we would advise you take everything from there, with a grain of salt and with an air of caution.
Understood. I think that's it for the questions. Moonman forgot to take his meds. Oh man.
He never took his meds.
So what is this? The last one, Bebop. Hey guys, this is how it looks like for Comb. By wrapping, they can choose. Yeah, so we'll take that. We'll look into it and see what we can share if that's something we want to do. So I think that's it for this AMA. We answered a lot of questions. I think it went pretty well. I thank you guys for all being here and being part of it. Thank you guys for listening. With that being said, I'm done.
Alrighty, gang. Until next time.
Power out.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey, brother.
Peace
Thank
out.
you. Thank you, guys.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Bye.